Alright guys, late recap, gonna be a short one. I was at the hospital, I was meeting with the surgeon. I'm gonna have surgery early February. Nevertheless, this is a failed half an hour inverted head and shoulder double bottom setup. We gapped down, right? Never recovered, very bearish setup. However, we caught a bunch of gains on calls today, obviously. Now, as you know, unless it's limit down, the sells usually come in threes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's where they always catch the inexperienced trader. So then we started loading here, right? We also knew this was the setup. It was the same as last week's Friday, remember? Okay, IV is cranked. That means that the premiums are mispriced overall. They're very high, both sides. Then, boom, last Friday, they said, we're not giving a ruling from the Supreme Court. We're going to give it on Wednesday. We waited on Wednesday, no ruling. We have not been given a time. So this is going to become either a very distant catalyst or a surprise catalyst. Okay, so there you go. Now tomorrow we got an early low, I believe. So what we need is, for upside, you need TSM's earnings to be great, okay, basically, or jobs, whatever. But you need to take this did not go back to the gap. You need to feel this gap like straight out of the gate. Otherwise, you gap down here, it's super bearish, and it's done, skis. You're done here. But today we did test the 21, came back to the 9. Are we gonna accept the 9 and go to our price target here, or is it straight down? Because this whole structure, as you can see, the conspiracy map, is starting to look a wee bit heavy. And considering the volume SPY had, for instance, next time I don't know if there's going to be a bounce. We also had a turning day today, and the direction is down on the trend change. That does not mean that this can't bounce for a day or two, but then downside is coming. So again, I'm looking for upside into the end of the week. Then I'm looking at either downside or scalping, because I think personally we're gonna expand the range and get into scalping mode, which is fine. But I just want to show you average volume down here, 75. Today was big volume, okay? So you go on the daily here, for instance, and you see increased volume, okay? So be aware of that. SPY did put in an inside day, so very spicy setup. Other things, this gap filled, right? So now Meta says that they are releasing earnings on the 28th, right there. That is close enough to start building a serious position now. Remember last time it came down due to that tax issue. Okay, right now cup, pull back to feel that. Does it go? It needs a strong day tomorrow, otherwise this thing can of course collapse. BABA, I said today I'm gonna wait one day for it to cook some premiums and then start hammering it. Now after hours it did hit all the way up here, I know, right? And got instantly slammed down, hanging out somewhere right about here. Okay, so I'm gonna start buying next week's, because I don't think this China trade is done. And the reason I say that, last run up, which was absolutely insane, I mean, this is the most crazy giant bull flag there is. They need a few fuckery days after the first move to consolidate to then push higher. Okay, so I'm still team BABA. Brian Armstrong came out and said that Coinbase can't be, or accept blah 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 the new regulations, so it sold off. That I don't think that means anything on Friday. But again, I think SPY or the morning move kind of rides on this. This is at all-time highs, usually an IB flush, but is the guidance good, and then the chip sector takes this higher? That remains to be the question for a day or two. I do not think this Iran thing is signed, sealed and delivered yet. NAMO went nowhere. It actually is still right there and went up today, which is, you know, sets up next month and the rest of the month. It's going to be absolutely spicy. Okay, today SPY had decent dark pool all day, right? Okay, decent flow, but as you can see here, they were doing that thing where they sell QQQ dark pool, they're ripping SPY dark pool, and they're buying QQQ flow while the SPY flow is not as prevalent. Okay, very interesting. All the banks have had earnings. Some have tomorrow, like I think Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs. Most of them have been shit. Okay, so you really need that TSM to be good. As far as the gamma, quick overview here. Tomorrow's the 15th. You want to hold 688. Under that, it gets dodgy. You probably bleed all the way to 681. Upside remains the same, big clusters. I hope we get this. If we can get that and reject and still hold 690, it even puts a ripper into Friday on the table. Doesn't mean it needs to be likely, but it puts it on the table at least. Okay, and the same day kind of has the same here. You're here. You need to get through this cluster to open that upside. Okay, VIX 1D. This is very interesting. Today, when we dropped on SPY, when that news came out that there wasn't gonna be any news, the VIX 1D dropped. I feel like it should have spiked, so there's definitely fuckery going on here. We reject double top here, lower high on the 5 minute. We played that, that's why we got the gains end of day. This also pierced the Bollinger Band, so this is a reversal signal. Let's see how this pans out here for a couple of days. If we could get a ripper on SPY with a VIX retest here, and then it can bounce again. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Let's finish the week strong. Keep the streak alive. God bless.